What do I eat to reverse my diabetes? Now, that's the most frequent question we get, and there's a lot of confusion out there about what to eat to reverse your diabetes. And eating really should not be that complicated. Eating for your good health should be simple. What do I eat to reverse my diabetes? Now, that's the most frequent question we get, and there's a lot of confusion out there about what to eat to reverse your diabetes. And to understand why that is requires an understanding of what is at the root cause of diabetes. Now, this is how your body should function. Normal metabolism looks like this. We eat food, the food's digested, and the carbohydrate part is broken down into simple sugars, much of which is glucose. Glucose is the body's main fuel. Glucose enters the blood, and insulin is produced by the pancreas to manage its transport and distribution around the body. Insulin, acting like an usher, opens the door for glucose into different cells for a variety of purposes. Some of the glucose is converted to short-term energy for immediate cell use, and some of it is stored as long-term energy for later use. Type 1 and type 2 diabetes begins when glucose metabolism does not function correctly. As a person develops diabetes, this metabolic process collapses. Type 1 diabetics cannot produce adequate insulin because of the insulin-producing cells of their pancreas have been destroyed. And this is the result of the body attacking itself, making type 1 diabetes an autoimmune disease. Type 2 diabetics can produce insulin, but the insulin doesn't do its job. And this is called insulin resistance, which means that once the insulin starts giving the orders to dispatch the blood sugar, the body doesn't pay attention. The insulin is rendered ineffective, and the blood sugar is not metabolized properly. This corresponds to a rise in blood sugar to dangerous levels, and glucose cannot get into the cells. It backs up in the bloodstream. That's why diabetes is diagnosed by the observation of elevated blood sugar levels. The inability of glucose to metabolize properly has been directly linked to a buildup of fat in the muscle and liver cells. And this fat prevents insulin from doing its job and getting the glucose into the cells so the glucose can do its job. The solution is in the root cause of the problem. If the root cause is buildup of fat, the solution is get rid of the fat. As the quantity of stored fat in muscle and liver decreases, your muscle and liver regain their ability to respond to insulin, allowing glucose to enter the tissues easily and do their jobs. As both your liver and muscle become better at recognizing and responding to insulin, your blood glucose is likely to decrease significantly. So how do you reduce the quantity of stored fat? By not eating it, by not having it in your diet. The food you eat is the single most important variable when it comes to reversing insulin resistance and rolling back diabetes. The biology of the relationship of food and health is exceptionally complex, but the message is still simple. Eat a whole foods, plant-based diet while minimizing the consumption of refined foods, added salt, and added fats, which includes oils. Or I can say it even more simply, eat whole, unrefined, plant-based foods. That's it. That's the diet science has found to be consistent with the greatest health and the lowest incidence of diabetes and many other Western diseases. Please do me a favor and click on the subscribe button below so you can receive notices of my postings of upcoming videos as we go forward together on this journey to roll back diabetes. Until next time, I'm Marty R., your partner in health.